Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm actually quite relieved we didn't win that game, because it now means that we haven't got the tantalising hope of top two, which we're never going to have anyway now. It's just infuriating from after the Rochdale game that we've suddenly now having to settle for playoffs now, when really we shouldn't have to. We should have been able to take advantage of that and cement a top two finish. I think well done to Luton and Barnsley, because I think, you know, those two are probably always going to get top two, and I don't. Portsmouth may very well win their last two games, but I can't see both Luton and Barnsley not winning on the last day. But doesn't affect us now, does it? So now we've just got to make sure that we try and play for third. Try and play for third and give ourselves the best chance to get to Wembley. As long as we win the playoffs, fine. But if we're in this league another year, then we really need to have a look at ourselves, and we actually need to start preparing properly for next season and think, right, we need to start trying to aim to win the league next year. And that's not going to be easy, because Ipswich will come down. They'll be a pretty hard force to be reckoned with next year. Burton exactly the same, because obviously Burton I think have underperformed with the squad they've had this year. Bolton depends if they can sort their off the field issues out. Rotherham would fancy themselves, you know, so it just depends. So at least in League One we now know which three teams are coming down. Next Saturday when we play Southend, for example, I think it'll be meaningful, but for the Southend more than us now, because we've got nothing except for trying to figure out what game we're going to have in the playoffs to play for. Look, positive is it extends our season now, and it could potentially be another trip to Wembley, but you know, so I'm going to wait and see what happens. I mean, as for the last two games, I'm struggling to find motivation for them. The only thing I would say is that I wouldn't play the likes of Maguire. Well, certainly McGeady I wouldn't play the last two games. I think I'd want to try and get him back to full fitness as much as possible. Give him a bit of rest, because there'll now be 2 weeks until the playoff first leg game, which hopefully is away. You know, because I like the idea of having a second leg at home, and hopefully we get through to the final at Wembley. But you know, at the end of the day, Maguire probably play to get minutes, but I would keep a majority of our first team like fresh. We need them fresh for the playoffs. Those last two games for us really in the context of things don't matter now, because if we finish 4th or 5th it doesn't really make any difference. We'd be facing Charlton in that scenario. It's just a question of would we have the home or away leg first. So let's just get through these last two games and just get to the playoffs already. But you know, so nail in the coffin really for top two, wasn't it? So never mind. Let's just prepare for the playoffs and just hopefully we win them. See you later.